Muscle tissue is made of two components, mechanically distinct. The contractile part, actin and myosin, shortens when the muscle works, then recovers its length. Its coefficient of elasticity is high. It returns as it was. The connective part, fascia, aponeuroses, tendons, does not. Under sustained load, it doesn't fully recover. A residual deformation remains and builds up. Over time, the muscle shortens structurally. The capacity to contract is intact. But the connective matrix has physically changed. A structurally shortened muscle doesn't wait for movement to act. It pulls on its own insertions even at rest. That constant traction shifts the joint axes, compresses them, alters the sequence in which the joints sit. It's an alteration of structure, present before the patient makes a single move. But when structure is altered, so is function. A car with its wheel alignment off looks fine when parked. On a straight road, it holds. It's in the bend that the fault shows. In the same way, the symptom may appear in movement, but it doesn't arise in movement. It arises in the structure that comes before it. If the problem is in the structure, the question is how to correct it. And here, two paths divide. The first is the usual one, restoring function through function. The joint won't hold, so you strengthen the weak side. But there's a physical limit that strengthening doesn't cross. Think of a tug of war. On one side, a large team pulling hard. On the other, a few weaker. The goal is to keep the marker at the center. If the many pull, no amount of strengthening the few will ever bring it back. It's what happens at the shoulder. The internal rotators of the humerus are more numerous, and their combined traction exceeds that of the external rotators. When they dominate, you can strengthen the external rotators all you want. You'll never balance them. The problem isn't the weakness of one side, it's the excess traction of the other. The second path is the opposite, restoring function through structure. Not adding force to the side that's losing, but taking traction off the side that pulls too hard. Putting the wheel alignment right, instead of learning to drive a car that pulls to one side. It's a different paradigm, but no muscle works alone. Each one shares insertions and directions of force with the others. When one shortens, the forces on that joint change, and the body must readapt to stay in balance. It does so by redistributing the load, and the price is paid elsewhere. Another joint loses its alignment, often far from where it all began. This is why the joint that hurts may not be the one in the worst state. Sometimes it's only the point where the system has stopped compensating. And there's one last thing, the one that changes everything in the clinic. The point that hurts is often not the point where the problem begins. A knee that aches, but where local examination finds nothing to explain it. You treat there, and the symptom returns. That return isn't a failure. It's information. It tells you you're treating where the problem shows, not where it begins. And almost always it begins with another muscular traction in another region that discharges there. Finding it changes everything, where you intervene and whether the result holds. The cause isn't always muscular. Sometimes it comes from elsewhere, and then it takes a different eye. But recognizing the difference is half the work, and that recognizing starts here,